Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is a South African politician who came into prominence and public space through the emergence of the Economic Freedom Fighters, that is the EFF, the Economic Emancipation Movement. His ideological makeup is eclectic, consisting of the influences from Marxism, Fanonian, the consciousness movement, and from his religious beliefs. His public speaking started at a very tender age, and winning him some accolades for his exhilarating articulation. This came as no surprise when he became the EFF's founding spokesperson. Some may have mistaken him for being not a serious politician, as he loved to smile and laugh a lot. However, his easy of understanding complex issues and articulating them in a manner which could be understood by a layman or a man on the streets stood him above his peers. This was seen when he managed to articulate the EFF's immigration policy, which had eluded Mr. Julius Malema on many occasions.
Okay, let's get this one very right. Do you still remain the member of the EFF?
I have taken a decision to step away completely from party politics. I'm leaving party politics. I think I've made my contribution in that space. We don't live in a one-party state. We're not in the camps. We're not a band. Politics are a free activity in South Africa. And party politics are not the monopoly of making social contribution. I think after this episode, I've taken a decision to leave all of party politics and contribute in the first instance to the academy. In the second instance, I'm very, very passionate about the upliftment of levels of discourse in the country. But most importantly, I think the terrain of struggle that has been neglected over the years is the civil society space. That civil society space, I'm interested in it because it is where you are able to cultivate and agitate the notions of freedom, where liberation is about the people. The people liberate themselves. And community development, research, advocacy. You know, it's time somebody did for the people of this country what AfroForum is doing for the Afrikaners.
Yeah.
I think that is the civil society space that one is having a conversation and thinking about. I'm saying that party politics don't monopolize the contribution to social change. And I have taken a decision.
Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi started when Mr. Floyd Shibambo, who had been the vice president of the EFF, resigned and joined the MK party, led by Jacob Zuma. Mbuyiseni and Floyd had a long-standing relationship, which started during their university days. Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi did not make a comment on Floyd's resignation, but his wife liked Floyd's tweet where he stated that joining the MK was the best revolutionary decision he has ever made. This angered Julius Malema, who failed to hold or control his emotions. Julius went on to castigate Mbuyiseni Ndlozi and his wife. Ndlozi was painted as a sellout in the EFF circuit and in the country as a whole. The charade continued to Mbuyiseni's banning from attending the EFF's NPA, which was held in December.
Well, I couldn't attend the conference of the EFF, the NPA, because over a dispute over my suspension. I was suspended about 6 weeks before the conference, and the suspension was unconventional in that it didn't rely on the code of conduct of the EFF summoned by its constitution, but largely the suspension rested on 2 counts.
Yeah.
On the one hand, the leadership said that it's in possession of an intelligence report in which they claim that I'm part of the infiltration strategy by the MKP. I'm working with the MKP. I'm planning to go to join them. I'm waiting for some opportune moment. The second one largely rested on the fact that I knew about the then Deputy President Floyd Shivambu's departure, and I didn't tell the leadership. Of course, I was told to stay at home, cease my participation in Parliament and the rest of the activities of the EFF. And so it was...
According to Dr. Ndlozi, his punishment emanated from his political differences with the EFF leader, where Julius Malema preferred to entangle himself and the EFF with the Zuma and later with the MK party. Those who was opposed. And they saw this as a lack of strategic and tactical thinking. His position act Julius Malema.
I think that, you see, it's now a matter of public record that our leadership has been engaged with President Zuma as well as the MKP for a very long time, a long time ago. My count is that over the last 3 to 4 years. It is that tactic of entanglement which, in my view, was responsible for the heavy losses, as it were, that we saw the EFF sustain in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng, being overtaken in Mpumalanga, as well as in the National Assembly. Tactics of entanglement. We had already been entangled by the leadership itself, and this entanglement, in my view, which I think it was a miscalculated tactic of entanglement, should be understood for what is responsible for what rocked us.
Analysts had already started speculating that the Julius leadership would be challenged, and the dismal performance of the EFF at the polls catapulted Ndlozi to a strategic position to challenge for the leadership of the EFF. Many political analysts were of the view that the fortunes of the EFF could only have been transformed by someone like Ndlozi. Otherwise, its downward spiral or trajectory under Malema will continue. Amidst all the confusion and insults, Dr. Ndlozi kept quiet and kept people guessing his next move. Would he remain in the EFF? Would he follow Floyd to the MK party? Would he join the ANC? Or would he become a religious leader? Speaking on SABC with the political journalist Mr. Mbete, Dr. Mbuyiseni announced his resignation from the EFF and from what he termed party politics. This meant he was not joining the MK. He stated that his next move was to form a civic organization in the mold and the shape of the AfriForum. Owing to his age, This is clearly a good move. That is, only if his long-term goal is to form his own political party. This will give him a platform for organizing for his political party away from the prying eyes. The decision is to remain within the civic organization space, then his decision is a bad one. He should have joined the MK party, where he stood a better chance of becoming its president in the future. Unlike Floyd, who is a behind-the-scenes person, Dr. Ndlozi is actually a leader of note, who is charismatic and loved by the masses. Ndlozi is a kind of politician who brings drama and fancy into politics.
That those particular disagreements in relation to the entanglement with the MKP was very vocal that it was not wise, I disagreed, but I had been dismissed as having not understood tactics. And to wake up in the morning after all of that and say that I'm the one that is a double agent, it is of biblical absurdity. Revolutions, as you know, stem from a place of love. A revolution is a high calling that comes from a place of love, and there is no cause in the world that requires more love than the cause of the liberation of black people. Because black people are people who are hated across the world and who are socialized to hate themselves. You couldn't